immediate speed with vibrant service, vibrant broadband internet.
And with that, we bring along the folks from Vibrant View and say good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Fellas today.
Yeah.
So, my name is Nathan,
I'm Bo.
I'm Shane.
and welcome to another Vibrant You Live. Thanks, Randy, for having us. We got no Jane today, so you're going to put up with the fellas today. But
Three Stooges here.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Three Stooges. So, kind of recap last week on Vibrant You Live, we kind of wrapped up 2023 and kind of just talked about a lot of the topics that we went over last year. You know, whether it was Vibrance expanding into different areas, kind of how Vibrant Service works. You know, of course, streaming topics we like to talk on a lot because that's, you know, ever more popular subject. So, yeah, if you're curious, you know, we do put our radio shows on our Facebook and YouTube page every Thursday after they air on Wednesdays. So if you want to listen back to some previous radio shows, certainly check us out on Facebook or YouTube. You can search Vibrant Broadband. This week, we want to talk about New Year's resolutions. As most of us probably know, it's 2024. New Year's happened a couple days ago, and a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. Not necessarily everybody, but most people. I'd say about half of people do, right?
Oh, don't give Randy any ammo here. I got some questions for him.
For Randy.
So we're going to go into a little history about New Year's resolutions and how that started. So it actually started with the Babylonians. You know, back about 4,000 years ago, they were considered the first to be making New Year's resolutions. So what they would do is they would actually celebrate it at a different time. They would celebrate in March, not in January, because it coincided with their planting season. They'd make promises to their gods to pay off debts, return anything they had borrowed or possibly stolen, and that could be considered, you know, a New Year's resolutions from way back. We do it a little bit differently nowadays. Now it's more about self-improvement, what I can do to be better the next year. And, you know, Nathan said that a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. So, Randy, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How many Americans say they actually make a New Year's resolution?
Percentage-wise.
Percentage.
In a percentage.
I'm going to go with 62%.
60. That's very specific. It's actually 45%.
Well, okay.
45% of Americans actually make New Year's resolutions. And now, how many of those actually keep them percentage-wise?
About 12.
Ooh, that's close. It's actually 8%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a great success rate.
No, it's not going well. You know, that'll be the next New Year's resolution.
And that is why I do not make them.
exactly right.
I break them.
Yeah.
And that's I mean, so Shane, do you make New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't. I made a resolution a long time ago that I don't make New Year's resolutions. I've kept that one.
that's the one.
That
you
one's
were-
easy to keep.
So
yeah.
he's 100% though. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. How about you, Nate?
I've done it before, and I don't think I've ever succeeded, so I kind of gave that up personally.
Yeah.
But I have friends and family members that do it, and I got one, my brother-in-law, he makes a wild one every year, and he stays true to it. This year, it's no desserts, no candy, no dessert, no...
For the whole year?
Goodness.
Bold, bold choice. But so yeah, typically almost all resolutions that you hear about now are going to be related to two topics. Usually, it's either health related in some regard, or a lot of them are finance related. When we're talking health, people are usually trying to focus on either losing weight, eating more healthy, exercising more often, or improving their mental health. So people are really focused on health, whether it's physical health, mental health, whatever, kind of improving on that. And then when it comes to finances, people are often trying to spend less money, get better at budgeting, save more money in the next year, or maybe do better or more investing in the year. So those are the two biggest things. And there's a lot of ways to utilize technology and the internet to help stay true to these resolutions or kind of check your progress and stuff like that. So as far as technology goes, one of the biggest things for, especially for health, is smartwatches. Smartwatches have become increasingly popular, whether it's an Apple Watch, whether it's a Fitbit, whether it's, Samsung, Google. There's a million different brands nowadays. But smartwatches are so common when you're talking about fitness and stuff. Key functions are, counting your steps. Everybody's curious. Okay, I want to make a goal of 10,000 steps a day or 20. Whatever your step goal is, or if you want to go for a run, how far did I run? How many calories did I burn?
They're waterproof now, so if you're into swimming,
Yep, you can
track
track
laps.
swimming. You can track all kinds of activities. It syncs with your smartphone, so you can kind of check your progress. I know you can even do competitions and be in kind of a group, so you can see, okay, did I step more than my friend or my sibling or whatever. That kind of encourages people to kind of stay on track. It's kind of a reminder. My watch gives me reminders if I sit at my desk for too long, like, hey, get up, maybe do a stretch, maybe do a walk. I know, Shane, you utilize your watch quite a bit now.
Yeah, my wife and I bought Apple Watches a little less than a year ago, and I use it every day to go for a walk. It reminds me to stand up. I work at a computer all day, and about every hour it says, hey, you got to stand up and move around. So I'll get up, I'll do a quick walk just to kind of get, refreshed.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I hadn't had one for years, and then after getting it, I saw the benefits.
Yeah. Of course, smartwatches do, they'll give you notifications if you get calls or texts and do a lot of other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The fitness and the kind of keeping track of that, as well as it also does, heart rate monitoring. And, some doctors are now starting to recommend some of these
Yeah.
smartwatches to keep an eye on, do you have an arrhythmia? Is there something weird with your heart, irregular heartbeat, stuff like that? I know there are stories you hear about in the news, once in a while that, so-and-so watch saved this person's life because they didn't know they had this weird thing. So one cool part of technology. Another nice technology piece that's being more and more utilized is smart scales. So a lot of people have scales at home for, checking their weight periodically or whatever. Now a lot of them can be connected to your internet, and then they can be connected to your an app on your phone or your watch or whatever. So you can keep track of where your weight's going up and down and where you're at. Also keeps an eye on your BMI, your body water, and your muscle mass and stuff like that. So these scales now have gotten pretty smart. You can sync them. You can keep track of them. You can even have them, where your coach can kind of see some of your stats, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe some people don't want to see a lot of these stats, but if you're interested.
Oh, I'm sure they have an off button. if
Yeah,
you need-
exactly.
yeah.
So it's not always maybe the best news, but at least it helps you keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Well, and then another thing that people get into now is at-home equipment. So especially when it's cold out, and we avoided some of the snow this winter, but getting out, going to the gym is tough. That's one of the hardest parts about being active and staying fit. So you have at-home equipment like Peloton, those Peloton bikes and treadmills. There's so much technology going into those now where there's professional trainers, there's courses, there's competitions like you would have with your watch. You can actually have a screen and compete with people as you're going. So if you're a competitive person, that's kind of what gets your juices flowing. There's ways to do that. There's so many different options and programs. Tonal is another one. If you've seen, I believe LeBron endorses Tonal. That's kind of an at-home wall mount, and there's all kinds of exercises you can do with that. Rowing's become a very popular equipment you can put into your home. I know Nathan said your father-in-law recently got one of those.
Rowing machines are supposed to be one of the best bang for your bucks as far as it works so many different muscles when you're doing that rowing exercise.
Yep, and then for those that really don't want to have maybe the expense of the at-home equipment, there's so many different at-home workouts that are just body weight, and you can go on YouTube, you can go on your Roku, you can type in anything. If you're like, you know what, I want to get a leg workout today and I have 30 minutes, you can do 30-minute leg workout, 30-minute upper body. If you want to do an hour cardio session, these are typically free videos you can go on to, or you can actually pay to have a fitness program where maybe this is your leg program and it lasts for a month. They can walk you through Monday through Friday. You can do weekends off, you can do weekend hit workouts. There's really endless options for staying fit, and using these streaming apps is one good way to do it.
I just downloaded one today.
You did?
Oh,
Yeah.
which
All
one?
right.
Chair yoga.
Chair yoga.
All right.
Very cool.
So within 2 months, you won't recognize me.
Okay.
All right.
We'll have to get an update in 2 months from now.
Is it going to help you grow hair?
Well, I'm not.
That's a whole
another
nother
app.
app.
That's another app.
I'd be interested in that one.
So it brings up a great point. Thanks, Randy. So there's a lot of health apps. So if you don't have a watch or you don't have the equipment, that's okay. There's a lot of applications that you can put on your smartphone to help track a lot of this stuff. Apple has one called Apple Fitness Plus. If you're an iPhone user or you have an Apple Watch, this can help you, do some of these classes, track a lot of your statistics, and kind of see where you're at, stuff like that. Google has their Google Fit. Most of these programs will have a free option, and then they'll also have like a subscription version that may have more features.
I use my Apple Watch. It's got Apple Fitness, not the Plus on it, but just Fitness, and it tells you how many calories you burn or how many steps and times you get up and whatever from your desk. I make sure I set it to burn enough calories to cover that donut that I have.
Yeah.
I love it.
Donuts actually don't have calories.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
Is that,
That's
is
why
that-
there's the hole in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's okay.
That's where the
I will-
calories
the
were.
calories
Yeah.
went.
Yep. So it brings it to my next thing. So there's a lot of food tracking apps that help track your fitness, your calorie intake, kind of what's in your food, stuff like that. My Net Diary, My Fitness Pal, Lose It. These are programs that are, like I said, they have a free version typically. There's also a paid version. I was into My Fitness Pal for a while just to kind of get a better idea of what I'm eating, how many calories are in it. It is kind of an eye-opening once you start putting in everything you eat. Just like, oh my gosh, like I had this donut, and believe it or not, they do have calories. And like, wow, that donut, it was like equal to like one of my meals or close to.
Yeah.
Like, and then you start exercising, you realize, wow, I had to run like 2 miles just to work off one donut. Like it's a little eye-opening once you kind of start looking at the stats and stuff. And then there's fitness or mental health programs and apps as well. You know, some of the top ones are Happify is an app, Headspace, and Calm. And a lot of these will have, yoga classes. They'll have kind of meditation or games and stuff you can do within the app to kind of boost your kind of mental strength and your mood and stuff like that. So they're really geared around your mental health and making sure that you're kind of in the right frame of mind. And that's becoming more and more important these days. I know a lot of people struggle, especially this time of year with the weather. Some people have kind of that weather oriented, it's dark a lot, and they had some mood related issues. So some of these programs can help kind of get you on the right track.
Yeah. And, the other resolution that people focus on is finance. Especially after Christmas, you're spending a lot of money on gifts. You're like, okay, it's a new year, it's a new budget, it's a new me. Let's try to figure out how we're going to, budget, how we're going to maybe invest. So you can do anything from, there's apps that are receipt scanners. So if you want to find a way to track, you don't want to keep paper receipts everywhere. You can take pictures. You can have them all digitally on your device, on your computer, and you can track, how much you're spending any given month. You can put it away for taxes, find just a more organized way of doing that. And if you're a small business, there's Square Reader. If you're wanting to have a point of sale system that's more on the go, let's say you're taking it to trade shows, you're taking it to local pop-up shops.
Yep.
They're very, very handy. They're much more popular than they used to be. It's actually more user friendly. So if you're into maybe something full-time or part-time, you can take that with you, and
You can plug it right into your smartphone and take your credit card payment, email a receipt if you want. Square is becoming super, super popular for sure.
It used to be if you're in that business, you had to take cash. Cash is just not something people carry much anymore. So this is one way that you can make sure that you're able to track those transactions, and you can just take it with you on the go. I know there's other apps like Rocket Money, Nerd Wallet. I know Nathan has used Mint before.
Yeah, a lot of these finance apps, a lot of them are free, and you can just kind of add to your bank account, your credit card, stuff like that. It'll kind of give you an overall view of where you're at with your finances, help you keep track of budgeting. Where's my money going? Where should it go? You can create a budget. I know in Mint there was a free thing I didn't even know I'd really signed up for, and what it did is I think you can set a certain percentage, like maybe 2%. So at the end of every month, depending on how much money is in your bank account or your checking account, it would automatically move a small amount into a separate savings account. And it was usually such a small amount that I wouldn't notice. It wasn't detrimental to me or anything like that. But then I remember after like a year or two, I was kind of itemizing my statement and saying, okay, where's my money going? And I thought I was being scammed. I'm looking at it, I'm saying, someone's taking money out of my account like every month. Like, what is going on here? And then I finally kind of tracked it down and figured it out. And lo and behold, I'd had like a couple $1,000s after a couple years. That was really small increments, but they add up. And all of a sudden I had an emergency fund. If I had my car broke down or I needed, to replace something in my house or something, it was kind of nice. And for people like me that are really bad at saving money, it can be a nice way to do it without thinking about it, and an amount that's small that you might not notice but can add up over time. So those kind of things are pretty nice.
Yeah, and usually those are surprises on the other way. Usually it's, I'm spending way more and I don't have that savings. And what you can do is if you have a card through your bank or credit or debit card, there's an app usually that you can download for that. And most of them have a feature that's a recurring payment. So each month you can see, hey, I'm paying this $10 a month fee for maybe Spotify, or I have this exercise app that, I haven't used in like 5 years, but I've been paying X amount for it. So I've actually gone in and taken a look and be like, okay, these are the things I use. These are the things I can cancel. So that's one way to keep an eye on what you're spending and just itemize it a little bit better. And then if you are like me and you use Cash App or Venmo, when you do go out to eat, people, that's that's how you share a meal. You can say, hey, I'll just Venmo you the money, I'll Cash App you the money. As long as your friends are actually giving you the money back, you can go into your account and see what you have in there. I did that recently. I'm like, oh, I had no idea it was kind of like a little savings account. And so it kind of rewards you for keeping track of that, maybe transferring some of that money back into your bank account. And, you'd be surprised after a year of using it, that money can definitely add up.
Yeah, and there are some other services that can help you kind of keep on track with the resolutions. One thing is meal delivery services. If you're trying to eat better, eat more healthy, you don't have time, you don't have a lot of cooking knowledge like I do, I have basically nothing. There are cooking services or meal services that can deliver food to your door that's either very ready and easy to prepare, or sometimes pre-prepared. All you really have to do is heat it up. And some of these services are, HelloFresh, Blue Apron, Fresh and Lean. There's a ton of them now. They can deliver right to your door, but it can save you time, money, maybe better than eating out all the time or getting fast food or eating junk food at home. It's a little better of an option. And then, of course, there are, in Litchfield, we have some nice fitness centers as well. So we talked about some of your home gym options, but if you're not the kind of person that can afford or has room to have stuff at home, or you like getting out of the house and you like seeing other people, certainly join a gym. This time of year, it's probably a good time of year because other people are doing it as well. And then also budget, if you're interested in creating a budget or getting help with your finances and you need some advice, we also have some great financial advice people in here in town as well. So, we're part of a community here, and if you need help, certainly there are businesses that are available to help you.
Yeah. And I know when you go into a gym in January, it's a great way to make friends because there's like double the amount of people. So you want to get to know them really quick. So a lot of times they fall off in like February, but it's a good way.
That's the 8% of people that don't stay tuned.
Yeah, it's a good way to make friends, but definitely talk to them quick because they might not be there that long. But one resolution that is very, very easy to keep and that we suggest is, all of the things we talked about require internet connection, solid internet that, is going to be reliable. And so we always recommend, getting Vibrant and signing up for Vibrant. And
I could stick to that resolution.
Yeah, Shane can even keep that one.
I can keep that one.
Yeah, and if you have questions, we're always around to answer any of these internet-related questions. If you're new to it, we always have events that we're doing to kind of educate you on maybe streaming or cybersecurity. We have a couple of those events coming up. We have our Vibrant You Dreaming of Streaming, and that's Wednesday, January 17th at the Meeker Co-op. It's from 5:30 to 6:30. So stop by if you have streaming questions. If you're new to that, looking to, ditch the dish, get rid of your satellite TV. And then another event we're putting on, it's going to also be at the Meeker Co-op. We're still deciding on a date, but it's around cybersecurity, staying safe online, avoiding those phishing scams, those texting scams. So we'll update you further on a future radio show on when that's going to be, but we're looking forward to, educating those on kind of a new subject.
Yep. And if you missed part of today's show and you want to kind of learn more about staying on track with your health or finance resolutions, check us out on YouTube and Facebook. We post these radio shows the next day, usually on Thursday. So this show will be on tomorrow. Just search Vibrant Broadband. As always, catch us live on KLFD at 10:30 on Wednesdays. Or give us a call if you have questions about Vibrant service, or if you're interested in getting some of this stuff but you need internet. Certainly give us a call, 693-3231, or visit our website, vibrantbroadband.com. And then we'd like to thank Randy for having us. As always, thank you for listening. We love hearing feedback of people catching us on the radio. Yeah. My name is Nathan.
I'm Bo.
I'm Shane.
And tune in next Wednesday for another Vibrant You Live.
Speed with Vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.